What's going on, and welcome back to the channel. Going to do the final review on the Ultim version of the QSP Canary. I really kind of like this knife. I was going to buy it. This is obviously a loaner from White Mountain Knives, and I was going to buy it, but there's one thing that really kind of turned me off to it, and I'll get into that here in a few. Great knife overall, though. I do suggest buying it. One thing kind of turns me off that I'm kind of weird about, or I guess picky about. It's kind of stupid, but it's just my preference. Especially if you're going to spend your own money, you want to kind of have it your way. It's your knife, make it your way. Pick the one you want. But overall, love the way this knife looks. It's a very small knife. We'll get into the sizes here in a minute, but I'm not a big Altum fan. I'm like in that gray area of whether I like it or not. It looks good on certain knives, and other knives it looks horrendous on. It's the PP knife from what people talk about. Not just the Canary, obviously, in general. I'm just talking about the Altum look is the PP knives. But I don't like the clearer or the cleaner version of the Altum. I like the more of the foggy version. As you can kind of see, it's not so like transparent, I guess to say. It's a little foggier. I really like this and the way it does look that way. And I love the black hardware and everything that goes with it. I think that's what makes it look good. One thing I really did like is the texturing on the Altum. It's great in your hand. You're not going to slip. Like, it does feel pretty good, but it's not overly aggressive. Let's get a good look for you guys. As you can see, the checkering on it and everything. I guess it's more like a diamond type right there. But obviously it is on both sides, obviously. Got a nice pocket clip. I really like the pocket clip. It's more like the comparable to the QSP Penguin. Now, one thing is it is reversible and a deep carry, which is great. It's phenomenal. Love that. Love that reversible deep carry clips, but I guess it's not really a but thing. The screws are recessed, but not all the way. So it's not really a big deal because most of the time some knives don't even have like the pocket clip recessed. I think if they can at least recess the pocket clip, that right there is a good start. Like some companies with knives, they don't even have the pocket clip or the screws recessed, so it's kind of like double entendre. It's just going to tear up your jeans a little bit. Obviously not that bad, but it's the little things. But this is like recessed. As you can see, they even gave you like a little spacer right there for the other side if you're left-handed, obviously. And the screws they're pretty much there. They just needed a little more, but that's all right though. It really is pretty good other than that. Like, you really can't tell. And I don't think you're going to notice it on your jeans, obviously, at all. Great knife overall, like I said. It flips open very nice. I haven't had any problems. One thing I did notice after a while, I've kind of carried it around the house. I haven't really taken it out too much. Um, just because it's more like a secondary carry-on for me. I've carried it around the house. I think I've taken it out maybe a couple times outside the house. But I have flipped the crap out of it just because I like to flick and fidget with them. But one thing I noticed is that it kind of sticks. It got a little bit of stick right there, like barely. I just think it needs broke in. So that's not a thing I would say worry about. I think it'll work its way out. It just needs some love, and I think it's gotten better since when I first got this. So it's not nearly as bad. Like at first, like it was really, you flip it open, it really kind of stuck right there. But like I said, you just need to use it, flip it, and it'll be broken, I think, after a few weeks, something like that. And it'll be a good knife. I think it really will. The price on this thing was 65 bucks. Now, it's a very small knife for 65 bucks, in my opinion. But what makes it worth it is the steel. It is 14C 28N, and that's I think a good price range. I think if the knife was a little bit bigger, they could go up a little bit more in the price. But that's a good price range for what this is. This is definitely like a secondary carry in my opinion. Like if you want a smaller knife to use for your primary, okay, then that's not a problem. This would be it. But for me, like I like a slightly bigger knife for a primary carry. Like even this right here, this is the Devo Lush. And that's probably about as small as I would carry for my primary carry. Here's another one. Here's a giant mouse. See, like that's just about as small as I really want to go. I don't go too small because just in case, for self-defense purposes, stuff like that. But thumb studs work very well. Like they're not like, I guess, I don't know what, sharp at all or whatever like that. Nothing like sharp edges or anything. They're pretty smooth. Not smooth, but like they're just, what do you say? What do you call it? That they, I'll just say they work. They don't cut my finger up. They don't do anything. They work like they're supposed to. How about that? We'll go with that. Let's go get into the measurements real quick. Well, I did say 14C28, and this is a drop point also, if you didn't know. And it's got that black stonewash blade also, which I like the stonewash look. I always have. I've always kind of been drawn to it. It is lengthwise, the cutting edge is about, I'm going to say about 2.75. Yeah, I'm going to say it's about 2.75. The overall length is about 6.5, maybe 6.6, maybe. So it's not, it's a really small knife. I was going to say short, small. Small knife, short knife. But overall, like, it's not bad though for the price. Like, it really, I guess it really is a pretty decent knife. No, I don't know if, obviously it's a liner lock. If, I didn't say it earlier, but it is a liner lock. One thing I like, it's kind of like the ping ones. It's the same, like they just have like jimping right there on your liner lock so you can get to it. Like, it's not really a problem. It works. I'll just say it works. It's obviously a cheaper knife, so it works for what it is. I usually like a little, what's comparable to it? No, I don't have anything out comparable, but I wish it was a little bit nicer. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not bad. I guess it just does the job. But I would prefer a little bit nicer. It doesn't stick out too far, which in my opinion I like. I like that little bit of jimping or whatever, just sticking out just a little bit. And you can see on this side, it comes out a little farther, as you can see. There you go. So it is perfect for it. So the length coming out of it, I like it. I prefer it. Some people like it like kind of flush. I have a couple knives that's kind of, that liner little lock is flush with it kind of. I don't mind it. I've never had a problem sticking my finger, my thumb there, and get it to release. Some people like it out there a little farther. I think it's just a real preference thing, just kind of the overall general consensus of what people want. I know some people or some knife companies, they change it, whether they get a lot of feedback and they follow up on it, and they do what people want, which is great. I think that's great in the knife community. Let's get some weight for you. Because one thing I like is the weight on this thing. It's super small and light. Like, it's obviously it's got the cutouts on the Ultima handle, and on the inside also you have like skeletonized handles, steel liners. So that's what is phenomenal on it. I think it's great. It's super light. Let's check it out. I'll show you. See, 2.4, like tiny. And I think it's the perfect like secondary carry. Like, I don't think you're going to go wrong at that. I don't know. That's kind of all I got on it. It's a great little knife. I did not tell you what I didn't like. I think I said it in the first impressions video. There's no jimping, and I love my jimping. It's just my personal preference. I like jimping on there. Some knives I have, they don't have any. And even some of them, like really kind of goofy big, like jimping. Even that, like, I don't mind compared to not having any. Like I said, I'm just like, I guess, a jimping snob. I just like some on there. I'd rather take a chance of not slipping and have that little bit of there just to help make sure, a little bit of safety just in case. Obviously, if you're not going to use it like to dig into stuff and really, I guess, get into cutting a lot of stuff, like this might be that type of knife where you don't do that, because it is like maybe a good secondary knife for you, a smaller knife. But even so, I like jimping on there. That's me. I'm a snob. I'm sorry. Just me. But yeah, I'm not going to pick this up just because of that, because I do like jimping. Plus it's $65. I want to actually think that makes a lot of sense, right? I want to actually think. I actually want to get this version of the Ultim and the black handle, or the black blade, and the mini Praxis. Unless I didn't do a size comparison real quick. I have it out. Why not do it? And here is the mini Praxis, and I want it to look. I want this. I want the Ultim handle, and then the blade, same blade obviously on it. And I think that will look pretty snazzy. I've seen the pictures and everything online. When I went to buy one, they were out. I went to like Blade HQ and a couple other places. They just didn't have any in stock. But White Mountain Knives had this, so I went ahead and grabbed up on it real quick just to kind of test it out and see how I liked it. But I think it would look snazzy in that mini Praxis. And here is the big boy. So you can see how small it really is. I would say the mini Praxis is a hairball bigger, just barely. But like it's going to be, I think it would be a great, if you don't mind the jimping, it'll be a great secondary knife. It is $65. 14C 28N. I think it's a great knife for you if you want it. Oh, actually, I'm going to keep this video going forever apparently. Look here. This is kind of like what I like on that. It's kind of bad, sucky lighting. See, I like how the texture is on the inside. As you can see, it's not on the like the top and the outside. I don't know why I like it on the inside. I just do. I don't know why. I think it's more appealing to me, and it looks better. I think it's not that it doesn't look good on this. It's bad or anything like that, but you know, it doesn't get in the way or anything, or it's not uncomfortable or anything. But because it is a pretty uncomfortable knife. Like I have small hands, and it fits really well in my hands, but I don't know. It's just me being a weirdo, I guess. I don't know. My opinions, everybody has their own. But again, that's all I have really on it. If you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up, please. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any comments on it, if you guys have a PP knife that you prefer, if you guys like a knife with the Ultim handles like better on, I think they look pretty good on the Praxis, and they look pretty good on the Canary. I don't know really what else ones. I like the foggier looking ones. I don't like the transparent ones. But if you guys know a knife that looks better with it, you let me know. I want to check it out. But that's all I really got, though. But have a great rest of y'all's day.